session. We have the next to the last session for today's program just about to begin here, and the final panel for this year's virtual HOP convention. We are very pleased to have the opportunity to share the next hour with the HOP Quality Group, a collection of craft brewers that came together organically, I believe 10 years ago now, to foster a discussion of hop quality. Their focus at that time was to bring this discussion to the hop community, including dealers, growers, and processors, to highlight the needs of today's craft brewers. The Hop Quality Group currently has 46 brewery members in both the US and the UK. I will ask our brewers on the panel today to introduce themselves with their name and the brewery they represent. And Alec, are you leading off?
Sure thing, Ann. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks again. My name is Alec Mull. I work at Founders Brewing Company. I'm the Vice President of Brewing Operations and your humble servant here today. Thank you.
My name is Jeremy Moynier from Stone Brewing, Senior Manager of Innovation. Been with Hop Quality Group almost since the very beginning, and happy to be here today to talk hops.
Yeah, Tom Nielsen here from Sierra Nevada. I think one of the original founding members of Hop Quality Group. So yeah, thanks for having me.
I'm Van Halvig.
Sorry, guys.
Alex, go ahead.
Hi, I'm sorry about that. Give me 1 second.
I had to start my liquid lunch. I was getting a little parched. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Of course.
I learned a long time ago that lubrication is the best course of action for a presentation.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Alex.
So thank you for the introduction. We are the Hop Quality Group. Alexandra Nowell, I'm the current secretary of the Hop Quality Group and the director of brewing operations at Three Weavers in Inglewood, California. Thanks for giving us a platform to share the progress of our organization. And without delay, let's just move into the state of the organization, starting with our incoming president, Alec Mull.
All right, thanks, Alex. Really appreciate it. Van, we want to hear a little bit about you first, though, real quick before we get going. I think we missed you. Van, you're critical to our success. Let's hear it.
My name is Van Halvig. I'm with Gigantic Brewing Company in Portland, Oregon, and I am the Scholarship Committee Chair, and you'll hear more about that later, and we hope you're going to be excited about it. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Van. Appreciate it. Well, first of all, I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. I want to thank the HGA for the opportunity to participate. We're really honored to be included in the conversation. And I really want to say thanks, of course, to our founding members. Tom's on the call here right now. And of course, he had the foresight and the vision along with the founders, Mr. Mallet, Vinny, Mr. Brindleton, who you heard from earlier, to see the opportunity for the benefit of our inclusion in the discussion as we go forward. It's been great. I want to thank Blake Crosby for his leadership for the HGA here last year. And what a challenge it's been. And none of us foresaw the challenges we were going to be faced, but it's been a challenging year. So thanks for your leadership, Blake. I want to thank all of our partners in the hop industry, of which hopefully you're on this call today. Without you, we wouldn't make beer. We really appreciate all you do for us. And we understand and appreciate and hope you do as well, the symbiotic relationship that we have together as partners. We need you to be successful and you need us to be successful. We're partners. We're together in this unified front here. I also want to thank the previous president who's had the confidence in me, John Mallet. I wish I could stand up here in person and give a standing ovation or ask for a standing ovation for John Mallet. He's been an incredible person in my life, a mentor, hopefully a mentor to many other people, but I really appreciate his confidence in me, his support, and his vision, not just in hops, but in all things beer. Really, really appreciate it. He's been stated as the greatest American brewer. I second that statement as well. It's an honor to be here today to talk about our organization and our goals. You might be sick of hearing me chat. I get to participate on this panel every year, and I'm pretty much going to say the same thing, which is a lot of hugs and high fives and kumbaya, and remind you all that we're here as teammates, as partners, as friends and family. in the pursuit of making great beer for our whole globe. Really, really important. Really excited to see Matt Brynelson's talk earlier today, and I can't stress the value of the Cascade Cup and what that does. Us as brewers, we have all kinds of competitions, and we all pretend that they don't matter and we don't care. But all of us secretly really want to win. So I want to say, first of all, thanks and congratulations to Graham and that team at Cornerstone. They do a great job, nice work. And then, of course, the Gooding families. I'm very, very excited for you and your whole operation there, and as well the Coleman Ag at Greenleaf. Congratulations. This is actually a really prestigious competition, so hopefully appreciate it. I know Patrick Smith, that tributary, hopefully felt proud and honored to have that, and he earned it and handed it off to the Coleman Ag at Greenleaf. Nice work over there. So you've noticed the slide here today. We've made a couple minor changes. Mr. Mallett here has passed the torch, so to speak, and we've added a new board position. The first time we've had past president as a board position. His general counsel will be appreciated, but he's asked that we transition and succeed away from the previous board leadership, and we've expanded our board. We have some tremendous assets on our board, and we've really hit the ground running here the last few years in particular. I also want to say hats off to Zach Manager from New Belgium, who really got us into high gear and really corralled us and herded us cats many years ago. And he's on a different role at New Belgium now, had to step back. And Tom Tweedy, who's our director here, has been instrumental in our success. Thanks, Tom. Really appreciate all you do. But I also want to say thanks to the rest of the board members here. Jamie, Alex, Vinny, Jeremy, Joe. It's an honor to serve with you in this common goal of hop quality, which ultimately leads to beer quality. We all know and believe that if our customers have a great experience with our beers, they're going to buy it again. And if they buy it again, we get to buy hops and more hops. All of you know that I love calling you on the phone to buy hops. And we do that through our mutual success. So thank you so much. I want to thank you again for all your support over the years, for welcoming us into your homes, into your farms, and appreciating our perspective as we appreciate yours. So we're here as partners, as friends, as family, to further our success and to further beer quality. Thank you very much. Alex, next slide, I guess. Awesome. So we've got a handful of new members here this year. We've been growing throughout the years, and you can look at this list. And I hope you've had the opportunity to appreciate the beers from this list. And if you haven't, I encourage you to do so. We have a large group of really passionate people out there. These folks on this list care very deeply, not just about the beer they make, but the ingredients they use, the hops that they buy from you. We need you. We want you to care about our success because we succeed together. So look at this list over here. We of course do this for all brewers. This is for the entire industry. This is for the entire brewing industry, for the entire hop industry. But take a look at these lists. And these are the folks that are really helping to support this cause, both financially and, of course, with their passionate people in the support of this worthy admirable cause here. Next slide, please, Alex. Thank you. We have very active committees. I said before, Zach really kicked us in gear, and Tom's really taken the torch and running with it. And we have a number of committees here that actively work. We want to provide value for our membership. Very importantly, the technical advancement of our industry, our understanding and your understanding of hops and how we use them in beer and how important those things are, like smoke taint, for example, like thiols, for example, like food safety, for example, some of these things that the technical group has been working with. And then, of course, grower relations. Most of you know us through our visits to your farms. And we want to remind you that we're not the white glove audit team. We're here to give you perspective. We're here to give you support so that we can grow together. We of course, we need to confidently make beers that we feel good about folks putting in their body. We're obligated to make sure that we have food safe operations, not just in our breweries, but from our suppliers. This grower relations embrace that. Jeremy has done a tremendous job. He's on this call today. Jeremy's done a tremendous job growing this relations committee. Our committee on that is like literally, basically, if you're in the hop quality group, you're on the grower relations committee because you care that deeply about it. We've expanded it, just from the farms, but into our processing operations as well. pellet mills and at some point in time, extraction plants are on our list. That pellet mill, you may have had me in your plant at some point in time. I really appreciate you letting me in your door, and hopefully I gave you some valuable feedback so that we can, again, grow together. The Finance Governance Committee, Vinny, hats off to Vinny for all the hard work he does. He's been the treasurer since the beginning. Really appreciate all the participation he have. And I tell you what, there's no better expert out there than Vinny Chilerzo. I am so honored to be able to call him my friend. And he's so valuable and accessible for you that we all really appreciate his participation. Marketing, let's face it, we really appreciate all of the cool marketing opportunities that we have, all of the social media. Those marketing committees are really important in promoting our organization and, of course, hop quality. This next committee here, the PHPH, the Public Hop Program, John Mallett and the rest of the founding fathers of the organization really pushed forth this effort. And at the time when I was a younger member, I didn't understand it as well as I do now. And I see the trend right now. And we really want to make sure that the public is able to grow along with these really awesome cultivars that are being developed. And we want to make sure that other growers that are maybe new to the industry, that maybe don't have the resources that some of these more established growers have opportunity to have a cultivar that's desired by brewers. So we've got a really great team here working on that. You're about to hear from Van here in a few minutes about our scholarship committee. This is a brand new committee here for the Hop Quality Group. And our goal is to give back to the community, to promote agriculture. And Van will talk a little bit about that. And then, of course, our website. If you haven't had a chance, go check out our website. We're going to try to fill that with even more valuable data for you. But these are the active committees that we have currently that are working towards your success and our success as well. Whew, give me a sec here, take a sip of some beer. All right, when I first joined the organization, I think my primary concern and goal was to make sure that we felt really good about the ingredients that we put in our beer. We use them differently than they have, say, decades ago. And in some cases, we might add beer directly to the beer, hops to the beer that the consumer is putting in their body. Sometimes there's no kill step. Sometimes there's no separation. Food safety is absolutely critical. It's critical here at Founders. I'm sure it's critical at all of our member breweries, and it's critical that our suppliers understand that these safe handling practices are in their best interest as well. Our public hop breeding program, we talked a little bit about that. I love this tongue-in-cheek mention of the cultivars for everyone. That's our goal. Our goal is to focus on some of these really exciting flavors and aromas that hops have given us here in the last few years. And we really want to develop these with Dr. Henning's help to provide these to not just the Pacific Northwest, but we have some non-traditional growing regions that we embrace and support. I'm from Michigan, for example. We have a really healthy state here agriculturally and, of course, in the hop industry as well. So we want to make sure that we provide those growers the same opportunities that you might have in the Pacific Northwest. And then Tom's going to talk a little bit later. He's much smarter than me. He's, I think, our one of our premier experts here on this membership, and I am humbled by his statements. But he's going to talk a little bit about our technical projects here in a little bit. We already talked about the annual Cascade Cup. Make sure you send us entries next year. You can't win if you don't enter. Let's see them. We love rubbing hops. It's one of our favorite things to do. And without further ado, next slide. Okay. This was a tragedy, of course, that we faced this year. Dan Martinez is a good friend of mine and probably many of yours. And I was really floored when I heard the news. And our group at the Hop Quality Group really banded together and really wanted to do something special. And it started with flowers and it ended with a scholarship. We are blessed and honored and humbled by Dan and the rest of the community's efforts towards their family and friends and of course our industry, the hop industry and the brewing industry. You can read here about Dan, but just understand that we care deeply about our partners, you as growers, you and your families, and we wanted to really do something to honor Dan, and it really exploded and ballooned into even more than we had anticipated in the beginning. I apologize that we didn't send you all invitations to increase the scholarship, but we really wanted to honor Dan. So what we've decided to do as a group is to, it started with a $1,000 scholarship. Now we're up to two $1,000 scholarships as a celebration of Dan Martinez Jr. and his life. We know he attended East Valley High School there in Moxie, and a lot of our friends and hop growing family also went to school there. So we've decided to participate and honor him and his legacy by donating two $1,000 scholarships to needs-based students who are intended to pursue their studies in the agricultural field. And this really started a conversation with our entire membership. And Van actually had a great idea to not just do this one time, but hey, this is something that we want to give back and contribute and grow, not just this year, next year, but for the entire future of our relationship together, to create a legacy and support our family and friends to pursue agricultural fields. So without further ado, Mr. Van Halvig, thank you.
Yeah, so really the Dan Martinez Scholarship really sort of was the inspiration to just, as Alex said, continually give back to the hop growing community and the hop processing community. So what that looks like, Alex, please, is it's simple. It's a scholarship funded by us, the Hop Quality Group memberships, basically for students with family members that work in the hop industry. So that's your kids, your employees' kids, your associates' kids, whether you're a grower, you're a farm worker, a production worker, you're a vendor, you're in sales, you're administration. We are trying to have a scholarship to say thank you for everything you do and help with the education of your kids and your employees' kids. It's that simple. We're literally trying to give away money. I think next slide. So our goals are simple at first. We want to at least have one $1,000 scholarship a year. I'm really hoping that we'll have more than one $1,000 scholarship a year. We have over 40 members in the Hop Quality Group. $50 donations from each of us equals $2,000 plus. So that's kind of the goal. So you know how it works. There'll be one-year scholarships. Preference will be given to applicants who have not previously been awarded a scholarship. And we really tried hard to make these scholarships applications as simple and as accessible as possible. So the application is one page. You don't even need to write an essay if you don't want to. If a student wants to make a video, that's fine. There's a little bit of information. Who are you? What's your relationship to the hop industry? Answer a simple question like, what do hops mean to you? Or how have hops affected your family? A letter of recommendation from a guidance counselor or a professor or a teacher. Really, really simple. We'd like to have the first scholarships go out for the next academic year. So that means we're currently on a very, very tight schedule. We would like to get applications in by May 1st. So I have a big favor to ask, and that is we can't award scholarships unless you tell your people and your people's children that there's a scholarship available for them. So please spread the word. There are flyers available in English and Spanish, available at our website, www.hopqualitygroup.com. If I were to ask you to do one thing on Monday that doesn't directly benefit your businesses, it would be to please go to the website, print up the flyers at least, maybe an application as well, post them in your employee break rooms, bring them to the people that you know who have high school age kids or college age kids, and just say, hey, the brewers want to give away money. That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to give away money to benefit your kids because we want to support you in the way you supported us. We're planning on doing this every year. I want this to go on forever. That's all we're asking. If you'd like to make donations to the scholarship, hey, we're willing to make these scholarships bigger or to have more of them. But we're pretty sure we can at least give out one scholarship a year. I'm hoping for two, maybe more. So please print up flyers, put them out. May 1st deadline. That's it. Thanks to the Hop Quality Group for agreeing to do this. Thanks to everybody here, and thanks to all of you in the hop world for helping us make the best beer we can. Thanks, everybody.
Now we'll get our grower relations update from Mr. Jeremy Moynier of Stone.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Van. Yeah, so here to talk about grower relations. Kick off the next slide, please. Yeah, so here's our committee. As Alex said, we've grown a lot and we've gotten more organized. Special thanks to Zach and now Tom for helping us get organized and really get more focused, and we're achieving a lot more. This committee has grown quite a bit. As you can see, we have a lot of rock stars in this group, a lot of great perspectives from different breweries across the country. Brings a great perspective, skills to our committee. To the next one. So yeah, so what do we do? Well, in a nutshell, we look at ways we can engage with growers and vendors, and that's really what it's all about. And our big focus every year is the annual pre-harvest farm visits along with our barbecues. And with that, there's feedback, there's interaction, and Alec touched on a lot of this, but it allows us to get in front of you. We can share ideas. It's really about collaboration. It is not a white glove audit. We do have an audit form and we do go through it, but it is more meant just to be suggestions and look for opportunities to improve. And even more than that, it's a chance for education on both sides. We're learning more about hops. You're learning more about beer. We both are in this together. We need each other. And these are chances to get together and discuss and get better. And really that comes to building relationships, right? And it's weird for me not to be able to look out in the room right now and see so many faces of so many people that I know really well at this point from doing this for many years. And we've built relationships. And as a group, we've built relationships. And it's made the dialogue so fantastic and really made us all better. And that's really what it's all about. And oh yeah, there's the beer and swag, right? So that's a small way that we can show our appreciation. We want to give you beer and just really show what your hops do. And hopefully you're stoked with that, and also give you some swag as well. And we'll continue to do that. And that's just a way to say we appreciate you, totally appreciate you. But what else? What else can we do? And this is something, especially with COVID, that we've been thinking a lot about. There's other events that we could do. There's commission meetings and other meetings that we could be involved with. And we're really trying to get creative and look at other things that we can do. We have a strong committee now, a strong group of almost 50 members. And I'd like to hear from you too. What else can we do? Next slide, please, Alex. So yeah, 2020, right? The year of virtual. Well, it was a drag. We couldn't visit you in person. No group site visits. We were fortunate that we had some members that did and were able to travel, and so they could touch base. So we got some, in-person touch points, but really most of it was virtual. Fortunately, we're able to send swag and beer, and a huge thank you to our members, Brad Benson, Steve Luke, Alec Mull, Jamie Floyd, and Daniel Sharp for doing that. And also to Gooding Farms and Yakima Chief that helped distribute as well. I hope we reached a lot of people. It probably wasn't near what we wanted, but hopefully this year will be better. And it's just strange for us not being there. We did get feedback that we were actually missed. So that's nice to hear. It makes us feel good that we are part of the industry and we're part of this process with you. So 2021, the year we'll be back, right? Well, I had to put a question mark there because we are sure optimistic and we are planning that we're going to be there live for these visits. And we'll be able to have the barbecues. We're not sure. Maybe we can have the visits and not the barbecues. Maybe we can do it all. Maybe we can't do any of that. We're going to plan like we are, and there'll be more about that in the coming months. But at the same time, we'll have a robust plan B. And I think if we weren't able to visit this year, that would be 2 years and we need to get creative and see what else we can do. Also, there's international farm visits, something we've done as members independently over the several years, but more and more as a group, we're looking at that as well. So we're hoping that we can get out there internationally to do some farm visits as well and give feedback. We've actually been approached by brokers and growers from around the world, seeing the example that we've done here in the United States. So that feels really good. And it's cool for me just to think about this process over almost 10 years. And here Tom Nielsen is on. And I think back to that first official visit that we did. It was just Tom and I and Bob Mondor going around the valley in Yakima. And I think about that, and we were so green at that point and just really wide-eyed and just ready to learn. And that's progressed so far now, and we've got so many more people, and we're hitting more areas, all 3 major areas and Michigan, and looking at other areas that we can look at and leverage as well. So what did we learn from 2020? Well, we learned that nothing is better than being there. This conference has been great, and I think virtually it shows that we can pull something like this off, but it just does not take the place of being there in person. However, we have learned that we can engage more often virtually. This technology is not new, right? But definitely we have found that we can reach out virtually more often. So we don't have to just look to August and September as the time of year that we come out and see you all and talk to you. We can do more happy hours. We can send hops and beers to each other to talk about experimentals. So I think in this new norm, we've learned a lot, and I think we can leverage a lot more. But again, the goal is to be there with you in person. So with that, I want to say thanks for listening to me. I miss you all. Thanks for delivering amazing hops despite, a pandemic, and not to mention windstorms, fires, etc. We miss you. Hope to share a beer, probably more than one beer, live and in person soon. Erkin to get back to the Sports Center. Want to say feel free to reach out to me anytime with any feedback or suggestions on what we can do to get better, and also more events that we can leverage. Jeremy.Moynier@stonebrewing.com. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Thanks, Jeremy. And then we'll move on now to Mr. Tom Nielsen for our technical update.
All righty. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, if you can just get it going there. Thank you very much. All right. Well, basically, hello, everybody again. Just want to kind of give a quick update on the technical piece within the Hop Quality Group. And just want to start off by saying a couple things here that the Hop Quality Group is really technical in nature, from everything that Jeremy and the Grower Relation Committee gets done every year to what I'm going to be describing to you in the next couple slides. We're really, a very technically minded group. It's awesome to see, that we're expanding into marketing and other different things, and certainly have some great swag out there. But it's really, I think, technical in nature. It's the only venue created distinctly for U.S. craft brewers, large, small, new, and old, to focus solely on quality issues surrounding hoppy beer production and distribution. So ranging from owners, creative and technical brewers, laboratory managers, scientists, the Hop Quality Group is a forum for brewers to discuss their experiences together in common pursuit for hop excellence with unwavering respect for the industry. I think that's a very important thing to always highlight. Hop Quality Group is a subsample of the larger U.S. brewing community, which is composed of thousands of brewers. That we have chosen to actively engage with the hop community on quality and technical innovation. Go ahead, Alex, please. So the technical committee is composed of 7, sometimes 8 members. Myself, Mr. Scott Dorsch at Odell, who is just a wealth of knowledge and passion for hops. Dr. Daniel Sharp from Ninkasi, who again is a wealth of knowledge and just amazing experience with hops. Ryan Dunavant from Canarchy, who is really, adds a whole ton of value on the technical side and brings a whole ton of enthusiasm to our efforts. Cole Hackbarth, Daniel LePage, really a budding brewing science there at Creature Comforts. I might mention Dr. Daniel LePage, and Patrick Chavanel from Allagash, our newest member of the committee. So briefly here, in 2019, mid to late 2019, we conducted a poll within Hop Quality Group with our 40+ members and really tried to tease out what the most important things might be to focus on from a craft brewer's perspective. And we kind of got this information back, really 4 buckets that brewers, craft brewers primarily in the US are concerned about. Number 1, you can see there's hop aroma and flavor. Moving down is just techniques in brewing and sensory, hop dextrinase activity and things such as hop creep and learning more about that. And lastly, there was another one there where a lot of us are seeing a pH impact upon dry hopping. And within these 4 buckets, there's these different projects here that we kind of got a little bit more granular on, and I'll just read through them. Experimental hops, thiol chemistry. So as all of these different experimental hops come through our programs from all over, really learning more about what's happening with these really awesome sulfur compounds that are driving a lot of flavor, trying to drive that narrative forward. On the opposite end is really trying to find out when we've gone too far with these sulfur compounds and which ones are the negative ones that we might want to try to avoid. Certainly they're out there as well. Third, with the release of a lot of great varieties out there and the variability of any ag product, we really want to try to work on a project defining what some actual desirable levels are for say a mosaic hop or an Idaho 7 hop or a Cashmere hop would be. So actually developing ranges year to year, variety to variety, that might be acceptable ranges for some of these thiol compounds, which are really driving a lot of the aromas of newer style IPAs. More fundamentally on the farm, we wanted to learn more about the application of sulfur to hops on flavor and aroma, and if this drives these thiol flavors in one direction or another. Another one there is the biochemistry of thiol production in plants, which is a really, really fascinating topic, really a very academic pursuit. So quickly moving on, another one of our endeavors, brewing trials with Hop Quality Group experimental hops. Yes, we're heavily invested in experimental hops through the Corvallis breeding program and Henning's program, which I can talk about a little bit more later. We're interested in trying to align all of our brewing members in how we assess these hops through standardizing a hop tea method, and also interested in collaborating with Draft Lab, which some of you may know and use already. Great presentation earlier today, by the way, from Tiffany Petra at Yakima Chief. Want to give some props there. Hop dextrinase activity. This is a very important aspect of hops and its contribution to beer. So we wanted to look at a slew of different projects that could help us all as brewers really learn the impact of added fermentability into beer from hops. And you can see some of our goals there, which includes the kilning and hop creep piece, which I think we saw some great presentations at Hop Research Council this week from Lindsay Rubottom and Tom Shellhammer at OSU. Lastly, elucidation of components responsible for pH increase with dry hopping. So we really do see as more we dry hop our beers, the pH increases, which is not something we intend to do to our beers and can really change some of the flavor expression and some other pieces of these beers. So over on the right is the totalized kind of means for the group really that we collected, and those ones in red are the ones that actually passed for continued pursuit from the Hop Quality Group. So experimental hop thiol chemistry, thiol specs for thiol rich hops, application of sulfur, brewing trials was really the number one, hop tea method standardization, bench method for hop creep, and varietal component to pH increase are our current active pursuits. Next slide, please, Alex. So for 2020, we do meet as a group every month, and we discuss what's going on. And some of the highlights from the year, some topics of discussion that came up. Certainly, number one was probably the smoke concern. I was really happy to see the poster presentations at HOP Research Council earlier on Wednesday. I think really addressing this and giving us some great resources to really fully understand the concern. I think the concern really is on the cold side with dry hopping. So we continue to learn here at Sierra Nevada. We're implementing some more training on what a potential smoke taint would, how it could come across in our beers, and kind of putting in another round of just raw material quality, intake quality programs, training our staff to really, pay a little bit more attention to these hops as we're about to use them. Number two, certainly a lot of discussion on small brewer access to certain varieties. We're seeing this very wild change in varietal composition coming out of the hop industry. So we're definitely adjusting to this as an industry, but there still may be some varietal supply demand imbalance, I think, which has been talked about at length so far. One of the things we talk a lot about at HRC is our public breeding support in Corvallis. We're really investing in the thiol analysis piece for our varieties, where we're spending tens of thousands of dollars a year producing these lines, and then also getting them analyzed for their very specific flavor contributions, and then iterating back in the program to breed more desirable flavor lines. So we have access to, well, I think 47 participating breweries. I had 50. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself there, but so really leveraging those brewery contacts and the breeding trials that we can perform to advance some of these varieties. And certainly we have the eminent hop scientist Val Peacock leading our breeding and sensory efforts, which has been great. So right now we have a few varieties that we're scaling up in the 3 Pacific Northwest states, and hope to see some great results. Certainly 2020 had a stalling effect on our progress. Alex, please. So that's my next point there. We just experienced a greatly decreased ability for open collaboration with the group and the industry, and to really produce brewing trials and share and collect data back. Can shortage in 2020 for a lot of us brewers is a real concern. I think we're spending too much time there. So if you happen to be putting hops in cans, please stop. If you happen to find an occasion to buy bottled beer, that's not a bad idea either, instead of canned beer. So I encourage everybody, maybe to buy some bottled beer here this summer coming up for your barbecues and whatnot. Hop creep is a continuing discussion for us. We've got a lot of, I think that's supposed to say many within the hop quality group, not any, but many within our membership are actively participating in and supporting hop creep research. Allagash, Russian River, Bells, ourselves. So, if you are conducting research on hop creep, please reach out to us, and we can certainly harmonize our efforts. Certainly the larger research infrastructure, HRC, OSU, UC Davis, is even getting into some great research regarding the complexities of hop creep. So I wish I had some of our information to share with you today, but I don't quite yet, but be on the lookout for that. Some other things that are going on beyond COVID-19 is the new viroid identification in Central Europe, which I think has been touched upon a couple times during this conference. And lastly, just the climate deal that we're seeing with windstorms and fires in the Pacific Northwest, hail in New Zealand just recently, really impacting the value chain in ways that we had maybe not considered, or to the extent that we had not considered before. So those are some of our some of our discussion points, some of our activities that we've been working towards So yeah, if you have any interest or feedback, please don't hesitate to reach out, as always.
So I want to thank all the panelists on here for making my job as moderator very easy. It's an honor to work with all of you all the time, more often now that we've pulled the organization together in a really awesome way. I do want to say cheers with a beer to everyone who's watching this, everyone in the hop industry. We miss you and we appreciate you so much. And despite it being such a weird year, thank you to everyone. And we cannot wait to see you again, hopefully this year, right?
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
And thanks to HGA for giving us a platform to give you an update on our organization. We're passionate about what we're doing with the Hop Quality Group, and it's important that we share this with you.
Wonderful.
I
Thank
also-
you, Alex. Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
No,
Alex.
I just wanted to say thanks to Alex. She put this together. She did a great job. Really appreciate all the hard work. And I'm remiss to not thank my good friend, Shelly Demaray, for helping us to coordinate for the Dan Martinez Jr. Scholarship. Thanks, Shelly. Really appreciate it. Sorry, I forgot that earlier. Ann?
Fantastic. And we will make sure to share out the scholarship information both on our website and in our next issue of Hop News, which will go out next week. So with that, I would ask the attendees if you have any questions for this group. You don't often get them all in one location at the same time. We better hurry before Tom is no longer able to answer questions. It's been a long week, hasn't it, Tom? But if you have any questions, you are welcome to put those in the Q&A box.
There were a few throughout about the scholarship that Van kind of answered in
Okay.
terms of when the link will be live for the scholarship on the website. We should have that by the beginning of next week. I think we're working on maybe getting it up today with the form and everything. And we'll have an email there if anyone out there wants to also contribute donations to the scholarship fund. We'll definitely put that information out on the website as well.
Fabulous. We appreciate that. And thank you so much for your support of that. So we did have a question come in on the Q&A box. With the increasing quality certifications being accepted by hop growers, do you see your role changing in the industry?
Yeah, I'll answer that. I think that we've been really excited and really appreciated the dramatic change that we've seen in the last decade. This has really gone from an industry that's really embraced some of these food safety concerns and corrected them. And we're in a great spot right now. I think everyone can admit that. And I think we chat about this. The third-party certification is relevant. We still want to come see you. But as far as our role in the industry has changed, it might shift a little bit. We're going to look at global gap. You saw that right before us. And Ann, and your work on the Good Vines program, the Green Sheep program, all those things address food safety, which I think was a bigger concern a decade ago. And now it's a very minor concern. It's always a concern that food safety remains one of the top priorities. But we do think and anticipate that we will accept some of these global gap certifications as a valuable resource. And so we urge you to pursue those third-party certifications. Thank you.
Excellent. And we have a comment from Sean McGree in the chat box. Great group. Pat yourselves on the back there. We do appreciate you being involved with our industry, and the Dan Martinez Scholarship is awesome. So with that, are there any additional questions or comments for the group today?
I'll chime in and ask one since there's none coming in on the Q&A. I wanted to ask you guys, I know we talked earlier if you were able to tune into the merchant panel, that as more varieties become available in the US, that there's going to be a lot of kind of inventory fluctuations with those different varieties. Do you think there might be any opportunity to work with some other breweries that don't quite have the resources or the size of your guys' operations to kind of help people figure out how to deal with that a little bit more, whether it's substitutions or kind of contract education or anything else that I'm not thinking of?
Yeah, I'll just say, I know of smaller breweries that have gotten together to help each other to get hops that are harder to get. And and collaborate to get more buying power to get hops, especially the ones that are difficult to get.
Perfect. Well, we see no additional questions in the Q&A box. If somebody does think of something moving forward here, please feel free to put those in the chat, and maybe we can get those directed to one of our panelists a little later. So at this point, we're going to take a bit of a break, and we will all gather back here at 1 o'clock. I hope you can join us, 1 o'clock Pacific time, and we will have our final session of this HOP convention, this first ever virtual HOP convention, with the announcement of the U.S. nominees for the International Order of the HOP and some other closing statements, as well as a group cheers. So bring your favorite beverage, and we'll see you all in 30 minutes. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Ann. Really appreciate it. Cheers.
Cheers
Cheers,
to all
all.
of you. Thank you.